Alright, welcome to episode 6 of building the Royal Louise. So I switched styles a little bit of the video. As you can see, I did a lot of work since the previous one, and I'm just gonna do a short status update. I think it's a bit more interesting and also makes the video a lot shorter. There we go. So, as you see, I've been working on lining the holes for the cannons with red veneer. It's a bit of an exercise. I've never done this before. It's not the most beautiful work, but at least I now know how want to do it the next time. But yeah, at least the addition of the red on the blue is good for the color scheme. So imagine all the cannon hatches and the pushpin cannons in. It will be a pretty good look, I think. So let's look at the deck. So the cannons are all loose. They are just there for show. I am on a little break and decided to just do this for show, just to get a preview of what it's gonna look like. Yeah, it's pretty cool like this. The little boats are also not stuck. Still have to maybe just paint them, but maybe even replace them altogether. Don't know yet. Looking pretty good. Alright, let's move to the bow. Alright, I'll just move the ship a bit so you can see the figurehead. Oh, not too much. So I repainted it completely. It was a slightly different color scheme, but it was not pretty enough to put on the ship. And suddenly I'm remembering that I forgot to paint one bit of the figurehead. I think their foot over here, the bottom has not been painted yet. I'm gonna make a note of that. But so I've been improvising a bit here. This one is actually a bit high. It should be a bit lower. But for some reason, I don't remember why, but I liked it better this way. I think it's to cover up some ugliness in the top here of the bow. Of course, while doing that, I had to bend these a little bit and it broke off, so I had to fix it. That's life. Also cut off the bowsprit, was still on my to-do list. So here's one of the less pretty things on the ship. I tried to clean this part of the bowsprit and it didn't really turn out the way I wanted to. Decided to leave it like this, but I really should have removed the complete bowsprit, just and then drill a hole over there, or at least clean it up and then put in a new one. It's a lesson for next time, I think. But still, the rope work is okay-ish. It's not perfect. These are a bit too far forward, so you can see that the rope is sort of pushed towards this hole. I guesstimated where to place it and I shouldn't have done that. So yeah, looking nice. So it doesn't seem like a lot of work has happened, but actually inserting all these little bits of veneer in here is a massive job. One of the complicating factors is that there is behind each cannon hole there is a metal box, and this metal box is somehow positioned behind the wood. And sometimes when you have to widen it a bit or make it look a bit more consistent, you end up filing into the box because it's been positioned wrongly, and that's not a nice job, so to say. Also here, where there's it's just simply the bulwark that's sticking upward, but there's also metal between the inner and outer wood layers. So also here I end up filing in metal. So yeah, at least I now know why this thing is so really heavy, because it's filled with metal in the inside. But yeah, all in all, I think it's starting to look great. Can't wait to put the cannon hatches on. Also, gonna do a lot of work on the cannon. I'll keep that for next time. One thing I can mention is that so the cannon are let's say on a card, and all of them were too high, or at least for my taste, for the cannon openings here. So I had to take off all the cannon, repair all the damage I did, then lower them a bit on the card, and then glue them together again. Not super pretty. Some of the cannon are ridiculously low in their cards. But yeah, it's a sacrifice I felt that I had to make. One more thing to show, I think. Here you can also, over here, maybe if you do it like this a little bit, probably doesn't show too well, but this one is a big cannon, as is the one on the opposite side, and that one is a small cannon, and this one as well, and the rest are all the same. So yeah, that was a bit strange-ish. All right, I think I'm gonna leave the rest for the next video. Let's zoom out a bit for the end shot. Yeah, she's coming along great. See you next time.